I was rolling through the midnight, south of Arkansas. Coffee gone and eyes half open, hauling through it all.
Then I saw that little truck stop, burning gold and white, and a blue dress in the diesel glow, turning dark to light.
She was standing by the ice machine, with her hair down and in the wind, neon on her shoulders like the night had let her in. Every rig that crossed that blacktop slowed like it knew why. She didn't say a single word, but she changed the whole sky.
Some girls walk into a room and leave like any other. She walked out beneath that station sign and left me with forever.
Blue dress by the diesel light, swaying where the dark meets white. Lord, she made that truck stop shine like a dream on Highway 9. Blue dress by the diesel light, cool as rain on a summer night. I don't know her name, but I still see her riding that blue dress by the diesel light. Old men at the counter whispered like they knew her story well. A waitress said, "Don't ask too much," and smiled like she'd never tell. One boy by the payphone stared like his heart had just begun. And me, I stood there holding change like a fool too struck to run.
She bought a pack of cigarettes and a road map off the rack, looked once through the window glass like she'd never be coming back. Then she crossed that line of headlights, soft and slow and bright, and every lonely mile I drove kept her in my sight.
Some girls fade with morning like a song you almost knew, but some stay in your rear view like the road stayed made for you. Blue dress by the diesel light, swaying where the dark meets white. Lord, she made that truck stop shine like a dream on Highway 9. Blue dress by the diesel light, cool as rain on a summer night. I don't know her name, but I still see her riding that blue dress by the diesel light. Maybe she was running,
Maybe she was free,
maybe she was somebody's memory,
maybe she was lonely, maybe just like me,
standing where the whole white night felt like destiny. Blue dress by the diesel light, burning through my mind tonight. Lord, she made that truck stop shine like a star on Highway 9. Blue dress by the diesel light, soft as moonshine, clear as time. I don't know her name, but I still hold her side. That blue dress by the diesel light. by the diesel light. Ruby pours the coffee round 9:15. Truckers by the counter, talking low and killing time. Jukebox in the corner, humming old July. And somebody says she came through here, and every head turns right.
One man says from Tulsa she was married once at sea. One says she left Memphis with a man from Tennessee. One girl laughs and rolls her eyes like she knows the truth, but nobody at Ruby's Diner ever really knew.
Just a blue dress in the doorway and a shadow on the floor. Some swear she broke 1,000 hearts, some say she wanted more. Everybody talks at Ruby's Diner like they knew her all along, like they held her in the moonlight, like they lived inside her song. Everybody talks at Ruby's Diner, but the night keeps closing in, and the truth gets lost somewhere between the coffee and the wind. Boy out by the payphone says she smiled and said his name.
Old Jack by the window says all women play that game.
Ruby keeps on filling cups, but never says too much. She just wipes that silver counter down like she's seen all of us.
Rain runs down the truck stop glass, red taillights roll by. Somebody says she's headed west, somebody says that's lies.
Then the jukebox starts a slow one, and the whole room goes still, like every lonely man in there was waiting on her still.
Just a blue dress in the doorway and a light beneath her feet.
Half a town turned her into a dream, the other half defeat. Everybody talks at Ruby's Diner like they knew her all along, like they held her in the moonlight, like they lived inside her song. Everybody talks at Ruby's Diner, but the night keeps closing in, and the truth gets lost somewhere between the coffee and the wind. Maybe she was just a woman passing through the dark.
Maybe all those driving men just needed someone in their hearts.
Maybe every story told was a mirror of their own.
Maybe Ruby knew the whole thing and let it roll on home.
Everybody talks at Ruby's Diner
like they knew her all along,
like they held her in the moonlight, like they lived inside her song. Everybody talks at Ruby's Diner till the neon all burns thin,
and the truth drifts out the screen door with the coffee steaming wind.
Yeah, everybody talks at Ruby's Diner
till the morning pulls away,
but nobody ever knows enough
to make that woman stay.
winds rolling under me, southbound through the storm. AM radio whispering, soft and low and warm. Wipers keep on counting down on my windshield pane. Then I saw her in the rearview lights through the midnight rain. Red lips in a silver glow, hair down by her cheek. One hand on the wheel so still, like she didn't need to speak. Tail lights bled like roses on that black November lane. And I don't know why, but I couldn't drive away from that midnight rain. Some nights pass like smoke and steel, some fade before they start. Some come down like highway rain and cut straight through your heart. White lines, red lips, midnight rain falling on my window pane. She was somewhere between a memory and a northbound freight train. White lines, red lips, midnight rain burning through my restless brain. I never touched her hand, but I still feel the flame in those white lines, red lips, midnight rain. Past the Texaco at exit 5, neon shaking blue. She pulled in by the payphone light like she knew I'd follow through. I stepped out slow, the thunder rolled, the whole world smelled like rain. She turned and looked 1 second long, then looked away again. No grand words, no promise made, no story fully told. Just a Marlboro and a coffee cup, and eyes too bright to hold. The waitress said she comes and goes like a song you can't explain. Then she slipped back through that parking lot into the midnight rain. Some girls stay in photographs, some in towns you leave behind. Some stay riding shotgun in the back roads of your mind. White lines, red lips, midnight rain falling on my window pane. She was somewhere between a memory and a northbound freight train. White lines, red lips, midnight rain burning through my restless brain. I never touched her hand, but I still feel the flame in those white lines, red lips, midnight rain. Maybe she was lonely, maybe she was free. Maybe every broken mile just brought her next to me. Maybe she was nobody's, maybe that's why she shines like a little piece of lost America, too beautiful to find. White lines, red lips, midnight rain falling like an old refrain. She was half a dream, half a long gone name on a dark two-lane. White lines, red lips, midnight rain still rolling through my veins. I never held her close, but I still hear her name in those white lines, red lips, midnight rain. White lines, red lips, midnight rain. Still driving through my mind. I was 17 and restless, riding shotgun with my dad, Freightliner humming westward through the best and worst we had. Maps rolled up beside the coffee, cigarette smoke in the glass. I thought every road was freedom back when I was that young and fast. Then we stopped outside of Tulsa at a truck stop in the rain, and I saw her by the soda sign like a song without a name. Blue light on her cheekbone, red tail lights in the black. Something in me started breaking in that Freightliner cab. My father said, "Don't look too long, son, roadside angels never stay." But I could feel the whole night turning in a brand new kind of way. I was just a boy in the Freightliner cab, dreaming hard and driving mad, trying to learn what a man calls love and why the world turns cold so fast. She was something no one really had, just a light through the broken glass. And I lost a little innocence as a boy in the Freightliner cab. Men inside were talking low, like they knew her life by heart. Some called her trouble, some called her lonely, some just tore her all apart. I watched her through the counter mirror, never once looked back. And that was when I first saw grown men lie in that Freightliner cab. Dad just tapped the ashtray softly, said, "Son, don't believe all that. Half the world just wants a story for the pain they never had." She walked out beneath the station light, wind blowing through her hair. And I knew right then the saddest things are the things you cannot bear. My father turned the engine over, the whole dash glowed pale and gold. And somewhere between that diner door, I felt myself grow old. I was just a boy in the Freightliner cab, dreaming hard and driving mad, trying to learn what a man calls love and why the world turns cold so fast. She was something no one really had, just a light through the broken glass. And I lost a little innocence as a boy in the Freightliner cab. Now I've got miles behind me and diesel in my veins. I've seen towns make saints and sinners out of beauty, hurt, and rain. But sometimes when the highway bends and moonlight hits the dash, I still see her standing there through that old wet glass. I was just a boy in the Freightliner cab, with a heart too young to mask, trying to learn why people talk when they don't know nothing back. She was more than all the names they had, more than whispers, smoke, and laughs. And I learned the world ain't always kind as a boy in the Freightliner cab. Just a boy in the Freightliner cab, riding through the dark with the first hard lesson burning in his heart. Down by the diesel island, where the long-haul engines moan. There's a girl in the midnight shimmer who never looks alone. Red sign burning over her shoulder, blue light in her eyes. Every road-worn man that sees her swears she's his one more time. Some say Amarillo, some say Baton Rouge, some say she broke a preacher's heart in a pair of travel shoes. Some say she's just a drifter, some say heaven let her through. But every truck that rolls past Ruby's has a different version too. She ain't nobody's promise, she ain't nobody's own. She's a song that keeps on playing when the last call's almost gone. Queen of the truck stop neon, glowing in the red and blue night. Queen of the truck stop neon, burning where the dark meets light. Every lonely driver swears he almost held her close, but she slips right through their worn out hands like smoking old jukebox ghosts. Queen of the truck stop neon. She walks past coffee, steam, and chrome like she don't know the world. A waitress girl stop talking, old boys lose every word. She don't smile for all the stories, she don't turn for all the stares. But somehow every man in that room still thinks she led him there. Maybe she was Memphis moonlight, maybe she was Tulsa rain, maybe she was just a woman tired of hearing her own name. But the highway built a legend out of lipstick, heels, and smoke. Now she lives in truck stop whispers and the songs old drivers know. She ain't sin and she ain't salvation, she's something in between. A little too real for a dreamer, a little too bright to keep. Queen of the truck stop neon, glowing in the red and blue night. Queen of the truck stop neon, burning where the dark meets light. Every lonely driver swears he almost held her close, but she slips right through their worn out hands like smoking old jukebox ghosts. Queen of the truck stop neon. Channel 19 keeps calling, different names across the line, but no one's got the whole of her, just pieces in their mind. Somewhere past the state line, where the blacktop meets the dawn, she's still riding through America long after she is gone. Queen of the truck stop neon, still glaring in the midnight glow. Queen of the truck stop neon, where she stops nobody knows. Every lonely driver swears he'll find her one more time, but she fades into the highway mist like a lost and shining sign. Queen of the truck stop neon. Queen of the truck stop neon. Queen of the truck stop neon, still burning in the rearview glass long after the night rolls on. Northbound through Oklahoma, static in the dash, coffee cold tires singing, white lines drifting past. Then a voice comes through the speaker, low and mean and dry. Says, that girl from Ruby's Diner, man, I heard another lie. One says she went to Dallas, one says she stole a ring, one says she left a preacher and a man in Abilene. One says she rides with outlaws, one says she can't be tied. And every mile that story grows beneath that big black sky. Every driver's got a version, every lonely heart a line. But truth don't travel easy when it's buried under night. Channel 19 keeps lying, rolling through the midnight miles, turning hurt into a headline, turning loneliness to style. Channel 19 keeps lying with a crackle and a whine. By the time the dawn gets near, no one knows what's hers or mine. Channel 19 keeps lying. I heard a kid in Kansas say she smiled and called him dear. Old Red out by Chakota said she disappeared last year. Another voice said, boys, don't kid me, I knew her back in June. But all I heard was rain and ghosts humming through that tune. Ruby never said much, just poured and let it ride, like she knew most men need stories more than they need what's right. And somewhere west of Little Rock with headlights cutting blue, I started thinking maybe all those lies weren't about her at all. Every whisper wants a woman, every sorrow needs a name, every highway full of talk needs somebody else to blame. Channel 19 keeps lying, rolling through the midnight miles, turning hurt into a headline, turning loneliness to style. Channel 19 keeps lying with a crackle and the whine. By the time the dawn gets near, no one knows what's hers or mine. Channel 19 keeps lying. Maybe she was just passing through, maybe she was free. Maybe all those driving men were talking about what they could never be. Maybe the whole road made her up from diesel smoke and pain. Maybe men hear what they need when they've got too much rain. Channel 19 keeps lying, still buzzing down the line, turning beauty into business, turning rumor into time. Channel 19 keeps lying till the whole night sounds like truth. But the only thing more lost than her was every man keying through. Channel 19 keeps lying. Your Channel 19 keeps lying under every truck stop sign, and the truth rolls on in silence somewhere past the county line.
Exit 12, the rain had quit, but the pavement still looked blue. Neon trembling on the glass like the whole night had been through. I walked in slow, she sat alone near the window by the sign. 2 coffee cups, 1 empty chair, and a song half out of time. No one talked in Ruby's now, even the jukebox kept it low. She looked tired in the soft backlight, like somebody I almost know. I said, "You mind?" She shook her head and slid the sugar to my side. No big story, no big lie, just midnight and a quiet light. Some nights ask for nothing, some hearts don't need explaining. Some people come like thunder, some stay soft as the rain. 2 coffee cups at exit 12, steam rising slow and pale. No one trying to name the night, no one trying to make it tell. 2 coffee cups at exit 12, and the world outside held still. For a little while, no one was lost, and no one had to be revealed. She said, "Roads are full of voices." I said, "Yeah, I know that sound." She smiled like she'd heard too many wear themselves thin in town. I didn't ask where she was headed, didn't ask who let her down. Sometimes mercy is a silence you don't break just hanging round. Red light from the soda machine fell across her hand so still, like she'd carried miles of weather past 100 windowsills. Then she laughed at something small, and for the first time she looked free. Not like legend, not like heartbreak, just a woman having coffee. Some nights don't need saving, some souls don't need advice. Sometimes love is only this, to leave a little room for light. 2 coffee cups at exit 12, steam rising slow and pale. No one trying to name the night, no one trying to make it tell. 2 coffee cups at exit 12, and the world outside held still. For a little while, no one was lost, and no one had to be revealed. When she stood, I nearly asked her where she'd go when dawn came through. But some roads are kinder when they leave a little blue. She touched the rim, looked out the glass, said drive safe, and that was all. But Lord, the gentlest words I've heard were the smallest ones she called. 2 coffee cups at exit 12, one still warm and one half filled. No one chasing down a ghost, no one trying to break her will. 2 coffee cups at exit 12, and the first soft truth I knew was maybe love ain't holding on, maybe it's just sitting through. 2 coffee cups at exit 12, still somewhere in my mind, a little light, a little grace left behind. They'll call you by the wrong things, by the things they need to hear. They'll paint you in their loneliness and hang you in their fear.
they'll turn your silence into sin. Your freedom into blame. But darling, don't you hand them the keys to your own name. I've heard them at the truck stop. I've heard them on the line, turning hurt into a story and calling that the truth in time. But you were never what they whispered, never what they claimed. You were always more than shadows, and the weight of borrowed names. Let the roadside talk behind you. Let the neon burn and fade. There's a road beyond their voices, where your heart ain't up for trade. Don't let them name you. Don't let them write your soul. Don't let their cracked up stories tell you who you ought to hold. You're more than all their midnight talk, more than all their blame. Don't let them name you, darling. Don't let them steal your flame. You were never just a rumor, never just a pair of eyes, never just some worn out dream. Beneath those truck stop skies, you were standing in your own light, even when they looked away. And every mile you kept on moving was a mile they couldn't take. If you wanna head for California, if you wanna cross that state line gold, if you wanna leave before the sunrise and never do what you're told, and let the wheels keep singing, let the blacktop call your claim. There's a dawn that waits for no one, and it don't know all their names. Leave the noise back in the rear view. Leave the old lies where they fell. You don't owe this world a version. It can gossip out and say, don't let them name you. Don't let them write your soul. Don't let their cracked up stories tell you who you ought to hold. You're more than all their midnight talk, more than all their blame. Don't let them name you, darling. Don't let them steal your flame. Maybe love ain't keeping, maybe love is letting be. Maybe love is telling someone what they are before they leave. Maybe all I ever wanted was for you to know one thing: no one gets to own your sorrow. No one gets to name your wings. Don't let them name you. Don't let them wear you thin. Don't let a town of broken mirrors tell you where your life begins. You're more than all their midnight talk, more than all their shame. Don't let them name you, darling. You were born before their names. Don't let them name you. Don't let them name you. Let the highway keep your secret. Let the morning call you true.
They said her name like a weather coming hard across the town. Passed it from the diner counter till it settled heavy down. Every man had some old version, every woman had one too, but all those words were smoke and mirrors. None of them were true. They called her wild and restless, called her broken, called her flame, but most of what they said about her was the shape of their own pain. They needed something they could point at, needed something they could blame. So they built a ghost around her, and they gave that ghost her name. But the night don't know their stories, and the road don't keep their lives. Some hearts only look mysterious, 'cause no one sees inside. She was never the rumor, never the words they threw, never the midnight fiction they stitched into the truth. She was flesh and breath and silence. She was more than all they claimed. She was never the rumor, they were just afraid. I saw her by the coffee light, quiet as a Sunday prayer. No scandal in her hands at all, just miles of midnight there. No queen of sin, no fallen star, no legend dressed in blue. Just a woman tired of carrying what the whole world pinned her to. And the saddest thing about it ain't the lies that people tell, it's how they need somebody else to wear the hurt they know too well. So they turn beauty into danger, turn longing into shame, then call it truth when all they've done is hide behind her name. But the dawn don't read their whispers, and the wind don't hold their blame. Some people only stay strangers because no one sees their pain. She was never the rumor, never the words they threw, never the midnight fiction they stitched into the truth. She was flesh and breath and silence. She was more than all they claimed. She was never the rumor, they were just afraid. Maybe every truck stop story was a man talking to himself. Maybe every cheap accusation was a wound from somewhere else. Maybe she just kept on driving while they stayed where they had been. And maybe that's why they kept talking. She got free and they didn't. She was never the rumor, never the smoke or haze, never the broken mirror they hid behind for days. She was light against the blacktop. She was more than they could name. She was never the rumor, they were just afraid. She was never the rumor, only woman in the rain, and all they ever really feared was what they could not name. last of the neon faded like a dream out in the rain. Truck stop signs went ghostly white along the eastbound lane. Coffee steam and diesel smoke still hung around the yard, but she was already in the driver's seat with both hands on her heart. No more talk from Ruby's counter, no more voices on the line, no more men who swore they knew her just because they crossed one night. She turned the key, the engine woke soft as a morning song, and the darkness slipped behind her slow as she drove west with the dawn. No one there to name her, no one there to stay, just a ribbon of gold on the highway and a brand new kind of gray. She drove west with the dawn, past the towns that got her wrong, past the talk, the smoke, the blame, past every borrowed name. She drove west with the dawn, where the sky kept opening on, and for the first time in a long, long while, she was nobody's but her own. Sun came up on chrome and mirror, fields turned amber in the light. Every mile unstitched a story they had wrapped around her life. No queen of neon, no lost angel, no rumor left to haunt, just a woman in an empty road, headed west with the dawn. Maybe California waited, maybe nowhere at all. Maybe freedom ain't a destination, maybe it's just a wheel in your palms. She never looked back long enough to let the old night carry on. She just let the morning take her in as she drove west with the dawn. Let the roadside keep its echoes, let the rear view hold the rain. Some hearts only find their true name when they leave the old ones behind. She drove west with the dawn, past the towns that got her wrong, past the talk, the smoke, the blame, past every borrowed name. She drove west with the dawn, where the sky kept opening on, and for the first time in a long, long while, she was nobody's but her own. And somewhere a driver still remembers a blue dress in the diesel light, and somewhere Ruby's pours the coffee and the boys still talk all night. But legends stay where people make them. She was never meant to stay. She was born for roads that don't ask questions, only miles and light and day. She drove west with the dawn, and the whole night lost its hold. No more story for the hungry, no more fire for the cold. She drove west with the dawn, with the gold sky rolling on, and all that was left of her in that town was the light after she'd gone. She drove west with the dawn. She drove west with the dawn. And somewhere past the state line blue, she became